Hello, is this a game? Are we living in a game? Yes, we are. And I don't want you to think that I'm being inconsiderate by saying this is just a game because it is a real game. Like, this is real life. Like we do feel stressed, we do feel pain, we do feel so much. So, this is a hardcore game for souls. Even scientists are saying that this is some kind of simulation, it's some kind of matrix grid where there is patternings, sequencing, and it is like a game, a very extreme, advanced game for advanced souls. You only come to this game if you are an advanced soul. So, yeah, welcome, welcome. My name is Jozee. Thank you so much for joining me. So I just wrote down a bit of stuff. So if you see me looking down, I've just got my notes so that I don't forget everything. But this is something that super excites me. It's kind of like, quantum physics can actually explain everything now that this is some form of simulation, some form of holographic universe. So, super exciting. So, we really need to start taking ourselves out of being this, lost little avatar in the game. And now we really have this opportunity to level up and become the real creators of our game. So what happens is we branch off from pure source energy. So there's like the highest, like one of the highest points of consciousness is the void where there is nothing, absolutely nothing. It is it's some people say it's pure bliss, but it's not even bliss because it's nothing. It's like peace, just the most incredible peaceful feeling ever. And there's nothing, there's no one, you're nothing, there's nothing, so you don't have to pay bills, you don't have, there's no pressure to impress, there's no judgment, there's no limitation because there's nothing. So what happens is we come out of this kind of not this void of it's just pure source energy, and we create like a soul signature, a soul container. So as source energy, we're kind of like the higher self, so we kind of are everything, and then we kind of break down into maybe like a what people would call an oversoul. So the oversoul kind of fragments itself into different dimensional spaces just to see what it can be, to discover. It's what that source energy, it's what it's all about. It's just like some people believe that the highest level of creation is where the universe expands itself, source energy expands itself and takes a selfie, like looks at itself like, what am I? So all of us are fractals, like a fingerprint on the body of source energy. So we are that individual, unique snowflake, but we're still snow, we're still source. So we have this beautiful reality container. And so the reality container contains all of our likes, all of our knowledge, even things that we don't like. So we know that we don't want to do that again. Because once we've kind of repeated a cycle and we've mastered that area that we wanted to master, then we move on to something else. So we come into this extreme game. So we lower our consciousness to one of the lowest levels. And when I'm saying lower, it's not a bad thing. It's actually very impressive, because if a soul can lower its consciousness, so forget, we create this amnesia. I don't know, some people say that there are souls that created this kind of the ego mind, the amnesia, so that we would forget, and we keep getting put back into this state of forgetfulness. The guides show me like this Tinkerbell dust where everyone's kind of fallen asleep. then all of a sudden everybody is going to wake up again. But so we, as souls, we've created this game in order to see who we truly are. And it's so beneficial to forget who we are. This is the whole point of this earth game reality, is in order to really discover who you are, the best thing to do is to forget who you are. Because when you know who you are, it's very hard. So, like it's very hard to really see yourself. It's like you're looking in a mirror, but that's not, even that mirror is not you. It's a mirror. It's not actually who you truly are. So to forget yourself and then start to remember yourself again is such a valuable opportunity. So we are lucky to be here, even though it is quite challenging on Earth. It's one of the most challenging games, constructs, universal constructs that we as souls have created, but the higher self, the oversoul, absolutely loves it. Every time I tune into my higher self or my, like source energy or my oversoul, honestly, it's just having the best time ever. Super excited. Nothing's wrong. It's like they're just high. They're high, literally high out there. It's like they don't even feel how crazy it is down here, which can be frustrating because we're the ones that are stuck here trying to navigate all this like up and down roller coaster ride, but it's all good. Okay, so your oversoul is having a more individualized experience. So you come down to this earth reality so that you can have a unique individualized experience, so you can be more specific, see how creation works, start something, and then over a few weeks watch it finish, rather than just creating it in not even a second, less than a second. So the oversoul's still more aware of what's going on. So like our higher self is source. Some people believe there's different levels of the higher self. So, higher self remembers this, and then the highest self, which is pretty much source energy, knows it all, is everything, is oneness, doesn't have any forgetfulness, loves it all unconditionally. So, it's totally up to you what language you want to say, but if you could just say source energy is your higher self, and then the oversoul fractalizes and sends parts of you into multi-dimensional aspects. So that would be what you call your past life. So like your past life could have been on another star system. So that's still included in your oversoul. This life is included in your oversoul. Your future life is included in your oversoul. So, like all aspects of you are included in your oversoul. So we're playing in a game with different realms and dimensions. The earth game, most souls come in forgetting who they truly are. There are some that remember, and I think that was their soul contract, was to remember. Pretty much most of them, the ones that do come in. That is a very challenging situation to come in, imagine these souls that came in like 60 years ago where, people were put in mental health facilities, which, they still are, but even more back then, because they were tuning into guides, so they were crazy or they were schizophrenic or they were having mental breakdowns or psychosis because they didn't know what was going on and the rest of the world didn't know what was going on. So we forget our connection to our higher self. We never lose our connection. It's always still here because we are our higher selves. This is it. We are the higher self, the source energy, the oversoul. But we forget, and that's part of this program. Some would call it the veil. Some say the human body is actually the veil. There isn't actually a veil. There isn't actually a cloud around Earth that's a veil. It's the human body. It's the human mind that is the veil. But everyone's got different perspectives, don't they? So the fun part of the Earth game is to explore, discover, learn, evolve, express and expand, have fun. So we start to wake up and remember that we aren't just the avatars or the characters in the game. We are the creators of the game. And then it starts to get a bit exciting. So we are like Neo in the first Matrix movie when we realize we can create all of it and we are all of it. You know, like even he is the Oracle, he is Mr. Smith, he is the Nebuchadnezzar, whatever, however you say that name of the ship. He is it all. He goes into the quantum field and he is it all. He morphs with the quantum field. He's like particles that turn into waves, so just wave forms of energy, and so he can be it all, and that's what we can do. But it's only our beliefs and this reality frequency bandwidth container that we're in that limits us. But we're only limited by, you know, the box that we put ourselves in. So the more we awaken, the more the box unravels. And now the guides are showing me the box is actually disintegrating. It's like a cardboard box now, which is disintegrating and falling apart and getting a bit soggy and mushy. So we can easily break out of our box. Not like before, it was a lot harder because nobody else, well, not nobody else, but many didn't believe, you know, scientists didn't really talk too much about quantum physics or any of that simulation theory or New World theory or whatever those theories are. um, so Neo remembered that, so he remembered he could download all information that he needed anytime and anywhere. Yeah, so like I said, he tuned into the quantum field and shifted the frequency and energy. So Neo realizes that the only limitations were of the mind. If he believed he couldn't do it, then he couldn't do it. There's a scene that where he jumps, he has to run and jump and fly through a window. And he didn't believe he could do it because he'd had this training since birth of if you land, you know, how many stories up, land on the ground, then you die. And so what happens, he didn't quite make it through the window, he fell, but the ground, because it was part of the Matrix simulation training session. So he fell, but he still did have a little bit of blood, even though it was a training session. It wasn't even real. So his mind told him that it was real. So whenever our mind tells us something's real, then that's what we create. We create real. So we think that is the truth. So what's happening at the moment is we're reprogramming our minds again. So this is why people are losing their memory a bit and having vertigo and feeling weird and getting headachy, because we're disconnecting from the old game. You could say the old matrix, the old simulation, the low, I don't want to say lower, it's not lower, it's the third dimension reality, the limiting beliefs. So we're disconnecting from that and we're disconnecting our frequency and we're tuning into like what we would call higher frequencies, which are more expanded consciousness, expanded frequencies. So super exciting. We've got this. We can do it. So why do we forget when we come into this reality? Why do we forget who we are as a greater awareness? You know, like, why would we do this? This is crazy. This sucks. It's hard work, you know, like we've been in survival consciousness where we've had to work our butts off and you know, and we're tired. Why did we do it? It has to be like this. It has to be like this in order to play the game. So if you know how the game works and you receive all of the cheat codes first, then it defeats the purpose. So if we know how the game works, when we come into the game, it's not as fun. It's a bit boring, and it's like finding out all your Christmas presents like 6 months early, it's like, oh, well, that's boring now. I don't even like, what's the point? So we need to forget. So we can go to different areas of Earth and download information. So it's kind of like part of the game. You could go, just even to a beach and you're downloading those light codes and frequencies. So it's like a leveling up. You could go, people go to the pyramids all over the world and they're like leveling up. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just tune in remote view and you can get the information. It's like getting points in the game. It's just fun. You don't need to do any of that stuff. So what happens is we start to put the pieces of the puzzle together. We start to figure it out. And that's what's happening. Everybody's come in with a different area to figure out, Some are just figuring themselves out personally. Some might have already done that before. And so now they want to figure out history, what was the real history, or what really happened in the stars. Like everybody's got their own path, their own journey, and kind of like not a soul contract, but just things that they've kind of said, okay, I'm going to come in and I'm going to do that. So it's kind of like their soul purpose at this time. So we get a better and deeper understanding of everything in the universe. So by forgetting it all, we just understand so much more about ourselves, about the universe, about, who we are as source energy, what can we be, what excites us, what do we not like, but when you go back to the oneness, the totality, the source energy, Source loves it all, honestly. Source just loves everything and appreciates everything and has complete non-judgment and unconditional love. So your oversoul will start to wake you up. So this is really happening at the moment. We're ready, maybe the last generation or the generation before us, they weren't quite ready, like they were still stuck in that, not stuck because we did this on purpose. They were in this, like an amnesia sleeping state. And that, you learn so much through that as a soul as well, to not be awake. Just go about your day and live like you're going to, you're human and you'll die and that's it. There's nothing else. Or you might go to heaven, or, like they're just in a dream-like state. And each generation starts to wake up more and more. So now more and more and more people are waking up. So your oversoul will be like I hear, like I've got friends that I love, and I can literally hear the higher self banging on their head. It sounds like a tap, 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 because they're not awakened, and the higher self is saying, it's time to wake up, it's time to wake up. And I'm just like, like it's not my place to wake everybody up. I don't want to ruin their journey. They're the cocoon, they're the caterpillar and the cocoon. They're going to wake up. They're going to be that beautiful butterfly when it's their time and when they're ready. So if you keep going off track, it will, like the universe will smack you back into place. That's what happens. The universe will be like, no, you're going off your path. You're going off your path. So you'll have something, like you might start to feel unwell, or sometimes feeling unwell is does actually happen, like if you got a virus or something. Sometimes it does happen to upgrade your DNA and immune system as well. So you can't get upset if you have been unwell. But yeah, you've just got to kind of go day by day on Earth, to be honest, at the moment. So yeah, the universe will just keep trying to show you the way. So you'll start to see, like you guys here would already be seeing more signs and more synchronicities. So that's going to be happening to more of your friends, your family members that aren't awakened yet. So they'll see more signs and synchronicities, and you'll probably see even more, like even bigger ones, and just be like, wow, I don't know, it's hard now. I'm not as impressed now, which is a little bit sad, isn't it? I need to get more excited about signs and synchronicities. Actually, I did talk about one the other day where I mentioned, I told the universe, I said, please send me a watermelon sign so that my partner will recognize it. And they sent a boat, because he loves boats. They sent a boat with the name watermelon on it. And I was excited about that sign, of course, but he wasn't. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't get it. So the Oversoul and Universal Guides will send more hints, tricks, and tips. So just try and tune in, listen with your heart portal, and see if you can hear or feel or sense your higher self or your Oversoul sending you more tips and tricks to help you in this game. So it's like the guy from the Matrix that sends Neo a girl in a red dress. So I'm not sure if you remember the first Matrix. There's this guy that so Neo's just trialing this game thing, and this guy sends a lady in a red dress to see if Neo noticed it. And this is what our guides, what the universe is doing. It sends, in the quantum field, everything collapses and becomes like the particles become waves. So it can change. Honestly, it can change. I've seen it before with angel cards and stuff. Everybody got the correct angel card that they needed at the time. And so the universe just kind of shifted the card to make it the right one. So the universe will put you in the place, or will actually change a number plate to have an angel number on it. It will be an angel number that is right for you. Honestly, the quantum realm just makes things go really weird. It just collapses time. Things are duplicating at the moment. So I got a text message from somebody, and then a different text message, like it was separate. Normally it's on the same, I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but it was duplicated. Like these things are going to happen more and more, and Mandela effects and glitches in the matrix. So the guides, universe, oversoul, higher self, they'll send you more and more signs, like even more that we used to start off with the angel numbers and feathers, but yeah, it's definitely going to be more, and you'll just, the synchronicities will just be more and more. So if you feel like you're not in alignment, then do all you can to get back into alignment, like, massage, baths, swim, walk, nature, water, electrolytes, whatever you feel that you need to get back into alignment, because the universe, we're a bit mean sometimes as the universe, as source energy. We don't care if we smack ourselves to wake up, or just to get back into alignment. I'm like, wow, crikey, we're hardcore. So now we are aware that we are in like a game. I still am reluctant to say game, because it makes it sound not as not important, or not like we've been through a lot, we've had to deal with a lot. So we need to show ourselves love, compassion, and kindness, because this is real to us. Okay, this is real at this time. When we pass on, it's not as real. It feels more like a dream. But while we're here, we need to give ourselves love. So we can grab, it's like we can grab like the remote control now, or the controller of the game. So take control. So now we can level up on the game. So we're aligning our systems to our higher self. So it's more like having been in charge, having the controller. So you become enlightened. This is where we become enlightened, because we are aware that we are it all. We are it all. We are the avatar, the character, the player. We are the creator. We are it all. So that is a big key to enlightenment, is just to realize that you are it all. So you are the avatar, you are the player, you are the controller, you are the creator, you are the script writer, you are the director, you're the matter, you're the particles, you're the waves, you're the energy, you're the frequencies. Woo, I know sometimes that can get overwhelming to think you are it all. But at the same time, you've got to remember, source energy is doing it all for us. Like as the higher self, that greatest awareness, has so much power, so much love, so much strength that your higher self will do anything for you, will do it for you. So don't feel like you have to do everything, okay? Just flow, relax with it, and the higher self will do all the work. Well, not all the work, you know what I mean? Do a lot of work. And you have so many guides as well. If you need help with something, just write on a separate piece of paper, write, guides to help me with, please, and just write everything you want them to help you with, and then just write what you're going to do, and just, you only need a little bit of what you're going to do. We just use, it's not like you don't take action. You don't just flit around and, well, yeah, I'm going to let the universe do it all for me, bro. You're just going to really take that inspired action. So the inspired action is when it's a knowing, yeah, that feels right, that feels exciting, that feels fun. I'm just going to do it, because you can even make boring stuff fun. So you can do anything. So you can have anything. And this is what we're realizing now. We are the creators. We're getting out of our limiting box. So you still have to get past the limiting beliefs of yourself and of others. So it's your beliefs that stop you being the true creator of the game. So there are others, like we're co-creating, but nobody can really affect your own energy, your own soul container, unless you let it. Nobody can come into your soul container. It's yours. You're the creator. But if you think they can come in, or if you're, complaining that they are taking your energy, or you're giving your power away, then yes, that is what you're going to create for that experience. But it is your reality container. It's your soul signature. You are in charge. So nobody can affect you unless you allow them. So it's time for us to truly level up in this game and stop being the victims of our world, the victims, stop living in survival consciousness, stop giving our power away, and start creating an exciting new adventure for the new earth creation. So in Neo, in the movie The Matrix, Neo realizes he is it all and stops being the victim of his reality, or the one, he stops being the one that's living in survival consciousness and just on the daily grind, kind of not even enjoying life. So he rises above the old systems, which were his limiting beliefs. And, it's like his box that he was stuck in. So we need to stop disempowering ourselves. We need to get excited. We need to have fun. And we need to start to expand out of that box. And like I just said, that box, the guides are showing me, that box is disintegrating. That old cardboard box of our old earth reality, our old matrix, it's all disintegrating. And so then we just have this freedom to create, to explore, to expand, to express, to really just do what we love and love what we do. So let's do it. Let's bring in this new earth frequency. It's the heaven on earth. It's already here. It used to be here originally. That was the original divine template. Heaven on earth was already here, but it's just our frequency and our belief systems that have lowered our feelings and thoughts and our way of life. So it is time to expand and create this beautiful new world together. So thank you so much for joining me. I love you so much. Sending peace vibes from New Zealand. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.